2, 1. Yeah. So we're going to blast through these. I'm going to move pretty quickly because there's 2 lessons I'm going to squish into one, hopefully. The mean. What you think of this when you think of is the word average. And if you guys all were at the door today and you walked in and I just said, man, you guys are a bunch of average students. You average people, you're average, and you're average, and you're average. You would, if I said that, some of you might be offended and you would say, man, you're kind of mean. The average is the mean. So we're going to take up all the numbers and add them together. 85, before we do that on this side, let's just put the procedure. So you're going to add the numbers, put the sum, and divide them by the amount. So we're going to add the sum on the right. Let's add them all up. It doesn't matter what order they go in. Just list them out and add them. You got calculators, that's good. Okay. For this one, it's really important to be precise when you're calculating the numbers. And if you're like me and I make really dumb mistakes in calculators, that's why I would never go into the statistics field. Even though computers have largely taken over it, it's still just looking at numbers is a lot. It's on your paper, guys. Just add it. 85 plus 67 plus 92 plus 50 plus 100 plus 92 and hit equals. After you hit equals, you can then divide it by the amount of numbers you added. There are 6 numbers, so divide that number by 6. Tanner, what's the answer? Your mean of this data set is 81. So what that means is Julie's tests, out of these 6 tests, her average test was an 81%. Even though she got 100 one time and 50 one time, her average is 81. Your guys' scores in Power School, Sasha, I'll take a hand. Your guys' Power School scores, if you look at that, the percentage you see is actually just the mean of all the points you earned that year. It's literally just like the percentages all added up, and that's basically your mean for the year. The median, you're going to underline med or middle. Med means middle. You're thinking of the middle number. And for the median, you have to line up first or the lowest to the highest number. Lowest to highest. So mean, we didn't pay attention to that. Median, you have to pay attention to the actual number value. The lowest number is 50. Check it off. Then 67. Check it off. Then 85. 92, 92. And 100. When you're looking for the middle number, you want the left and right sides to have the same amount. So if I circled 85, are there the same amounts on the left and right? No, so I can't do that. Well, 92 is the same problem. If you get to a point where all the numbers are even, you're going to have to circle 2 numbers. The 2 middle numbers are 85 and 92. And the way to get the median is you add those together and divide it by 2. Add 85 plus 92. You're looking for the number in between that. Vienna, what is that number? 85 plus 92 divided by 2. $131 divided by 2? It's not 131. Try it again. 85 plus 92 and then divide it by 2. I don't know where you got that number from. 88 is your median. 0.5. Okay. Question on that, raise your hand. All right, let's make sure we're doing this correctly. When you hit 85 plus 92, you need to hit equals and then divide it by 2. If you did 92 divided by 2, it's going to divide that number by 2 and then add 85. Don't do that. Yeah. You have to hit equals. The mode. Row 4, row 3. Track, Kingston. Mode is the easiest one to get, and here's why. Mode, you're thinking the most. Mode is the number that appears the most. So what number appears the most times in this data set, Colby?
92.
That's it. There is a possibility that you might get no mode. If all the numbers just appear one time, there's no mode, there's nothing that happens more than once. If there's two numbers that appears twice, there's also no mode. There's not one that appears the most. The range, second easiest.
Ooh,
The
is it you
range is
subtract
the,
numbers from
I'll take a hint. The range is the range of numbers. Wyatt, what would the process be?
I'm guessing is it least you subtract these or greatest from these.
Subtract the lowest
Switch.
number by the highest number.
Switch.
Subtract lowest from highest. So your median helps you out because you already have that listed. Maya, what's the lowest and highest number? I made that same blender, period 4. Yeah, look at the numbers you had from lowest to highest in the median. So 100 minus 50 is 50. 50 is your range, a range of 50 numbers.
Which one do you think is probably the most accurate way to represent her grade in this situation?
Her grade would be probably the mean, right?
So,
First grade was dots.
so you want the mean in most situations. Median probably if you're doing a survey, because some people will just put in random things that they get the highest.
Yeah.
Look
Yep, voice. Next example. All right, so what happens if you have two data sets like Class A and Class B? Tanner, read example 1.
The table shows the test average for several students in two math classes. Based on the information in the table, which statement is true?
If it says average, you're thinking what type of problem, Sarah? Okay, the mean is the average. It also says your answer choices. Which of these are true? Well, it's talking about mean. So for this problem, I need to add them up and divide by the number or the amount of numbers. Class A, then Class B. Add up those 6 numbers, then divide by 6. What is your answer, Elliot? For this one, let's round to the nearest tenth. So we'll do 81.8. Class B, same thing. Add them up, divide by the amount. Tony?
If it was 81.8 repeating and we round to the nearest tenth, wouldn't it be 81.9?
Is it 0.888? I thought it was 81.81 repeating.
No, it's 8.3.
3 repeating. Since the 3 is repeating, it's just 0.8. Tanner?
80.2. Well, it's 80.16 with a 7 at the end.
Okay. 80.2. You have your two mean numbers for Class A and Class B, but it's asking for which one's true, and they want to know which one's higher. Subtract them. 81.8 minus 80.2. And what's the difference, Kingston? What is it? I noticed that none of the answers have 1.6, but there is one that's closest, and there's probably a reason for that we rounded and they didn't. So I would go with the closest one. And is it A or is it D? Turn and talk to your partner and go. Why? 3, 2, 1. Dallin, why is it, you're saying it's A? Why is it A? Yeah, A is higher. It has the higher number. That's the mean. So we say Class A has the highest, and they increased by 1.6. They were 1.6 higher. Elliot.
Why does our class have the least amount of numbers? Because it's later, it's the last grade.
You have Mr. McD at his best. That's correct.
Mr. McAfee is terrible at algebra.
I'm really bad at algebra.
Hey, don't you have multiple classes for algebra?
No, I have one class for algebra.
Oh, does Miss Davies do the other one?
No. There's only one algebra class. The 8th graders that are the advanced, you guys next year will be algebra. if you're in the algebra class.
What's the other class?
Pre-algebra, it's pre-algebra, algebra,
Travis
and then
Bowman to pick
geometry.
up. Travis Bowman to pick up.
Example 2. Sasha, read what's happening with Cole. Check your voice, please. I'll take a hand. Pre-algebra Vienna is like your 8th grade year. So you guys took pre-algebra this year. That was the whole systems of equations, graphing, slope. That's all pre-algebra. Yeah. You guys are doing 7th grade math to prep for CASP. Because the CASP will not have for you guys, you're not going to be doing slope on the CASP, unfortunately. Because you want to be advanced, so you have more options for high school. So you have like if you really want to go into Algebra 2 or geometry, because you want to get into Harvard, or you want to go into data statistics for UCLA, that's an option. So. You're probably fine with Algebra 1. We'll talk when you get to 8th grade though, next year. Example 2 via Sasha. Read Cole recorded.
Cole's my cousin.
Wyatt, that's your first.
In the table above, what is the difference between his median plus math? Probably that.
Okay, circle or underline median. When you're talking about median, you're looking for the middle. Lexi, what do I have to do with the math test scores to find the middle? Yeah. What's the smallest number, Kylie? Say it again. Okay. When you guys get to the median, you should be crossing things out so you're not making silly mistakes and not marking things. 87, then 87 again, then 91, then 92, then 92, then 93. Okay. There's your list of numbers. Tony, what's the middle number?
The middle one is 89. For math or science?
For math.
It was 91 and 92.
So it's in between that. How do you find the one number that would be the median?
So you add them together, which would be 183, and then you divide that by 2, and that's 91.
Yeah. You can also think of what numbers between 91 and 92, and it would be 91.5. So if it's a simple number like that and it's one away, you could do that mentally. Science test scores, Tony, can you sort those from least to greatest?
Yeah, so that's 87, 88, 89, 90, 90, and 92. And the two in the middle
Okay.
are 89 and 90.
And what's the median?
I believe it was 179.
Divided by 2? 89.5. You could also mentally look at that and just know it's one away, so the middle would be 0.5. Okay, well, we want to know the difference between their scores. Tanner, what's the difference between those two numbers? You can maybe do that one mentally.
2. I'm smart.
It is 2. So the difference is 2.
Oh, yeah. That's so